everybody. Welcome back to AWS On Air. I'm your host again, Shashank, and I have here with me Ayza, my co-host. And if you're just tuning in, this is the opportunity. This is your opportunity to learn more about not just the new launches we have here at reInvent, but also industry overview. We just spoke about AWS in automotive, and now I have experts here, and we're going to talk about industry overview of media and entertainment. So let's do a quick round of introductions. So Ayza, for folks who are just joining us.
Your best friend of the day. I'm Huerga, part of the developer relations team at AWS.
And?
I'm Iverson. I'm a director here for media and entertainment at AWS.
Tracy Geist. I'm head of industry marketing for entertainment, media, and games.
Awesome. Welcome to the show. So let's start with an overview. So we have a quite diverse audience. Not everyone is familiar with the role AWS plays in media and entertainment, me included. So let's start with an overview of what role AWS plays in this space.
You want to take that? Or?
Yeah, sure, I'm happy to do so. This is the best time ever to be a media and entertainment technologist, I will tell you that right now. So when we talk about media and entertainment, we're talking about storytelling. And that storytelling we see across film, we see it across television, we see that in live, we see live sports. When we watch sports, we actually want, that's a story. We wouldn't just watch it if it was just players on the field that didn't have meaning to it. And that's why when we watch broadcasters, that storytelling is such an important part of it. So we're all in the storytelling business. You see that in gaming. So what we're doing is seeing the evolution of storytelling. Everywhere from the way we create stories to the way we get stories out to you as a consumer and the way you consume stories. It's exciting. All parts of that entire supply chain are transforming right now faster than they've ever transformed before.
So when we talk about storytelling in media and entertainment, are you including gaming, and what are the specific sub-industries or sub-category of customers, I guess, who are part of this umbrella?
I think if you think about people who, as they're delivering solutions or stories or content, then they kind of self-identify as entertainers, right?
Okay.
So to Eric's point, it's people who make movies, people who make TV shows, people who make and deliver games, theme parks, arenas and events. All of those people are storytellers, and all of those people consider themselves a part of the media and entertainment ecosystem.
Yeah, if you're being
very broad.
You're being entertained,
they're in it.
there's a storytelling aspect behind it, for sure, right? This is entertainment, right? You spending time purposefully to be entertained. And so it's a pretty broad field there. So I think we touched on most of those.
Yeah.
And we have customers in every single one of those segments.
So I wonder, of these customers, what challenges they ask us, AWS, help for? Like, what type of challenges are they bringing us that we can help them with?
Well, I think there are a lot of really interesting ones right now, and it's part of the reason that I came and joined this team. If you even wind back to 24 months ago, pre-COVID, and they were starting to look at, really starting to push the cloud, and all of a sudden they had, basically hit a wall, right? The things that they used to do all together in different places, they can no longer do all together in different places. They needed to be able to do remote workflows. They needed to be able to really monetize those assets in different ways that they'd never had to before. They needed to, decrease latency, increase efficiency in the delivery of the content from one place to another.
Right.
So we can think about it from a video standpoint, from glass to glass, so creation to consumption. So how it gets done here to how the person at home consumes it. Everything along that food chain, along that ecosystem needed to be optimized. And it needed to be optimized in a way where you also couldn't all be together in order to do that optimization. And that's been a big thing in the last 24 months. And the really large media companies have really had to, step up and move fast, move faster maybe than they were even planning to. And so we had to be ready to move fast with them.
Indeed, I was going to say, like, there was no planification. It was unexpected, and everybody had to react very quickly.
Right.
That's right. And there's these four really big trends that we see inside of that, to everything that Tracy just said. One is globalization, and you're seeing that. We're reaching audiences in more places, which means that we have to produce content in more places because people want authentic storytelling. We see modernization of the entire process. So if you think about broadcast was traditionally done in these broadcast playout facilities. That doesn't scale globally very well. And that doesn't allow broadcasters to make this transition and be creative about how they're going to reach audiences differently. And then you also see monetization becoming a whole different challenge. You see this huge shift to direct to consumer. And how is digital ad technology going to be able to change the way that we're able to monetize that content? And then the last of all of these is that you see personalization. So we're expecting from a consumer point of view, consumers want more personalization in the supply chain. So those are some of the big challenges we see across the board in all of the media companies.
So you mentioned personalization, and I think of machine learning when you say that. You mentioned scaling, so this is like compute resources. So AWS has this broad set of services, right, that cater to a wide range of industries. Are there specific list of services or specialized services for media and entertainment?
Oh yeah, absolutely. There's 9 purpose-built media services that we have, and we also have 11 solutions that are purpose-built just for media
just
entertainment.
Just for this industry.
Yeah, so examples of that would be like the Elemental suite, where you have like Elemental Media Connect and Media Live. We also have like ThinkBox Deadline for rendering. You see things like interactive video service that is actually leveraged from Twitch and is made available to customers to allow them to have interactive video service capabilities, which is really cool. And then one of my favorites is Nimble Studio, which was just launched this last year, which allows you to create a visual effects studio in hours, in days, instead of weeks. Really exciting stuff.
It gives the creators also an opportunity to source talent differently and optimize how they do creation. So that nimbleness of the production environment just gives them another tool in their tool chest to be efficient.
And one of the things you mentioned was machine learning, artificial intelligence. We use that heavily. And what's really cool about that in media entertainment is that we've been in this business of having all of this really rich media data for a long time, but we didn't know how to unlock it. And so now, think of like huge archives. Think of how much content is produced in the industry, right? So now all of a sudden you can go back and look at that and use things like media to cloud to be able to, which is a solution that we offer, to run some machine learning on top of that and be able to extract that out and be able to level and tag all of that and get that metadata back into your infrastructure so you can find it, make it searchable, and then that's good for both the distributor, the broadcaster, as well as the consumer.
Right, and if you're watching Swami's keynote today, he spent considerable amount of time talking about the importance of data, and I think the industry, as you describe it, they have this scale of data. I think they've had this before the companies that are here today collecting data now, right? Like the media industry with all the broadcast information. So using that for their benefit, personalization and shift to streaming and all that.
It's time to extract value from that data.
I know, extract value from that data.
Even if you look right now at the most, like the recent campaign with the NFL, the Stat Dat campaign, you're watching an industry that has a lot of historic data, but then it has a lot of real-time data that they use, and they use AWS services to use that data to really affect really real in-time playing.
If we, do you think there is, so clearly there's a shift happening here, but are there hurdles that they're still facing today, and how are we helping them overcome? I would say, what are the challenges that they have today that's still preventing them from maybe fully utilizing all the benefit from the data and the services that we offer?
Yeah, I think there's been a couple blockers. And what's really great is if you've been, like, first of all, we continue to make great innovation. I love watching every time Swami talks, because it's good news for us in media entertainment. So we got more good news today, so that was great with some of the SageMaker. I think when you look at kind of lambdifying and going serverless with a lot of core data, I mean, that's just going to be really great for our industry. I think that if you look at, you start in content production, so there's so many complications there, because shows are produced by a lot of independent production companies, and so over the years we haven't had a good process for actually using machine learning to actually help with that data. So actually a lot of things are lost. A lot of data is lost in that process. So we're going to be focused on that a lot. We're doing a lot of work in that area, and one of the things that we've been doing is actually running remote production workstations. So you're actually, as an artist, be able to work wherever you want in the world. Well, once you have that data and you're now producing that in the cloud, you have ability to do processing on it and be able to run a lot of that kind of machine learning on top of it. So it opens and it unlocks some new opportunities there. But you see that in media supply chain. Definitely see that in direct-to-consumer hugely. Of course, knowing what everyone is, how you're enjoying content, and how you're reacting to that, and what you're watching and not watching allows for that personalization, which you talked about. And we have companies like Discovery Plus that is doing an amazing job with Personalize, which is one of our AWS offerings. And so yeah, I think you see it across the whole supply chain.
And you even see it in what is considered to be traditional broadcast, as traditional broadcasters start to evolve their business and really try to present themselves in a more engaging way, right? A more personalized, more real-time engaging way.
Absolutely. And the thing that makes me think about is that, and I know upstairs a couple floors we have this Formula One car. I don't know if you've been up there to see it.
Yes.
So that was, we used that in partnership with Formula One to actually go through and use, look at the fluid dynamics of that and run 500 million simulations on that to improve the car. And that's also you're going to see that in the races. But we've also done other work with Formula One with machine learning. On right now we actually collect 1 million data points a second in a race right now. 1 million data points a second in a Formula One race.
We just spoke to the automotive folks, right? And I see this is a nice intersection. So it's media and entertainment, which is Formula One. At the same time, it's automotive, right? I think that's an interesting merger of these different industries.
Well, if you think about Formula One, and I'm a fan, think about when you watch it, exactly, all these stats that you have, all these insights, and it's in real time, and it just brings that race to a different dimension, and it makes it even more exciting.
Yeah, that's right. One of the things, if you haven't watched it, you need to go watch the next Formula One race.
Definitely.
You should do it. So first of all, a lot of people don't know, but a Formula One race is about the audience size of the Super Bowl every single race.
Wow.
They're running 22, 24 Super Bowls a year, right? It's incredible, right?
I didn't know that.
Yeah, no, it's incredible. And one of the things, you just hit the nail on the head, go watch the start of a race. It's really exciting. Everyone's trying to get the positioning on that. And, and one of the things now that they're starting to measure is basically start analytics. How fast can the drivers get off the line? And you can measure that with the performance of the drivers and how well they're doing. So
probability of overtaking.
Yeah, so you're really seeing a lot of it's good. It's interesting. It's really kind of up leveling the game, the sport a little bit. So it's really fun to watch.
Are there any other stories, exciting things or stories or customer customers doing?
We have the best customers.
We only have exciting stories. So I mean, let's use some other ones in data that are really visual. I work with the NHL. We have shot and save analytics because we have puck and player tracking now, so that you have that in the sport. NFL next gen stats, which allows you to see what's the probability of making a catch. That's incredible work being done with some of our AI modeling out of some of the work that we've done. So it's really that's what I'm saying. This is one of the best times to be in.
So listening to you, I think it is overwhelming for someone new, just the amount of services and use cases. So if I'm a new company that wants to understand what are all the services and capabilities and use cases that AWS can help me, is there a place they can go to?
Absolutely.
Is there a summary website or anything?
So I have a website that's aws.amazon.com/media is the website. They can go there. They can see the individual kind of workloads that we're focused on. They can see the solutions that are offered in that. They can see all the information around customer stories and blogs. It's a one-stop shop for the solution set and how to help them solve their problems and an easy way to access who they need to talk to.
And we have over 500 partners that we work with, which seems like a staggering number. They do all of these very specialized efforts and work, and player tracking and human tracking, like motion tracking. If you've watched live animation that had kind of real actors behind it. So all of that requires all of this incredible partner network, and so that's one of the big focuses that we've had. So if you go to the website, you can see a lot of the key partners that we actually have working with us in the industry. And one of the other things that we did is, if you look at each one of those solution areas, we ourselves got very focused in the last year. So we actually run innovation centers inside of these solution areas that really focus on driving specialty in each of those areas. So we know who the best partners are in content production. We know who the best partners are when it comes to broadcast. And you're going to see us talking a lot about a lot of those partners over the course of the week. And we're spending a lot more time with them, and we're integrating our core AWS services, like elemental services, directly into them so that they can move and make that shift to the cloud, which is good for the partner, it's good for the customer. I mean, it's so great. And one of the examples I love to give is the work that we've done in direct-to-consumer, where you have Disney Plus and Discovery Plus and HBO Max and Peacock and Prime Video, I mean, just an amazing delivery to customers. And we've actually taken a lot of that learning, and you can actually go out and you're going to be able to find that we have a well-architected lens for streaming media now with using that experience.
Yeah, we have a couple more seconds. So yeah, just to wrap up, there's a website with more information. So thank you for joining us here today and giving us an overview. This is a new area to me and to many of your viewers. So stick around for more live streams. See you in the next one. Bye.